Hi, I would like to make another video or just explain to you what happened to my system here. Remember, in ArcoLinux, we have 5 lines to boot up with. And in this particular moment, we're still on this machine where it says that it has an NVIDIA. I chose number 1, hence the bad design, right? So we're not using the NVIDIA drivers at this particular moment in time. That would be line 3 or line 4. But we're using the open source, the Nouveau drivers. Now, I'm planning to do something off, well, the standard way of installing, in the sense that I want to have another kernel, not a Linux kernel. And so I chose line number 1, which gives me a very ugly thing. Let me move this a little bit like this. Next. This time around, I want to install linux-hardened, but this machine has NVIDIA. Normally, I would combine a Linux kernel with NVIDIA. So it says here, Linux goes together with NVIDIA. And if you want a Linux LTS, it goes together with NVIDIA LTS. All the others, so let's go back. If you're taking hardened, if you're taking Linux Zen kernel, it's up to you to understand how it all works. And you need to have NVIDIA DKMS at that point in time. And even other people have more difficulties than have laptops and all that. And then you need other tools. So it's an adventure to figure out what do I need. And that's basically what I'm going to try. So that's it. Another kernel, the NVIDIA DKMS, and do I get afterwards a nice, beautiful installation that's gonna use the NVIDIA driver? That's the question. Let me just put this down again. Whoa, I've got a new name, guys. I was just thinking about people. Okay, focus. Now, unfortunately, I can't really pause the video. That's not what this app can do, although I might check if there's an update. Maybe they've done it this time, so there's only a stop button, not a pause button. Now, I'm not going to talk all the time, but maybe some show. We are testing all the ISOs, right? All the ISOs are on USB and they all go on a separate SSD. All of them are being tested as we speak today, tomorrow, next week, for the release of mid-November. That's what we do each single time. Oh my God, it's difficult to navigate this thing. Voila. Tja. I have to fill this video. I can't pause this video. Let me put this down because we have to wait anyway, so you don't get seasick. You can follow what's going on like this. What can I tell? Well, the fact that it's unpacking the image is interesting. The numbers, thanks to the great cooperation with Calamares, the Kais of Calamares, I've actually met them physically. We're not that far away. Netherlands and Belgium is our neighbors. And we've met each other in Brussels, which is great. One of the things we've asked is this slider doesn't give us much information. People tell, hey, it's frozen because the blocks don't move anymore. So we received this number at some point in time, file X from the total of 479,000 packages, and it moves on, right? Now this thing, this slider is, it's all built the way it is built, voila. And at some point in time, I think around 80%, if you install lots of stuff, it kind of feels frozen, but it's not. It's just installing. Well, first of all, it's downloading everything. Do you have a fast internet? No. Then you'll have to get the feeling that it's frozen. that is broken, and it's not, right? You can always check out the other videos I've made. There is a file, a certain file you can look at, and you'll see that things are indeed moving. But basically, just let it do its work. Go and have fun with friends, come back, go to bed, and see in the morning, stuff like that, right? It will get downloaded, and sometimes servers are not fast enough, then it will just skip it, right? If the file is at that particular moment in time that it wanted to download, I just saw it just 5 minutes ago, Sauerbraten, maybe you know that, it's a game of 1 gigabyte, right? A game of 1 gigabyte, you heard correctly. And it didn't receive a response from the Osbeck server, so it did not get installed. But in the end, it was all installed. The Plasma was working. It was a Plasma, ArcoLinux B Plasma ISO, but it just skipped it. So it's not available if it can be found, or if a package, for example, is on the ArcoLinux repository, like let's say Firefox. And we ask the guy here to install Firefox. Then I will go and find Firefox, but ArcoLinux moved an application away from its ArcoLinux repositories. So it's gone. We don't have it. Then it fails, because if they move it to AOR, AOR is not a package. AOR is a package build, and that's what we do for you. We build packages from AOR and put them on the ArcoLinux repo. So all these things, while there's a lot of knowledge, a lot of things that happen, updates that happen, it's what we keep track of basically, and what we take care of for you, so you don't have to take care of it. So okay, the slider, moving on. There are all kind of phases, and learning about Calamares is super interesting, and you can do so in the ArcoLinuxB.com website. I think that's a good thing to start building your own ISOs, right? We gave you the possibility to change this ISO, but all the others, 28 I think we have. We should have a look here. Maybe we have to wait anyway. So let's see how many ISOs we are building these days. We will share. I have to watch out what I say, because we have a few test ISOs in there as well. Come on. Thunar, open up. And then go to shared core team. There you are. So the beta testers can have fun with 30 files minus 2, so 28 ISOs that we're gonna test officially and give you officially. Voila. With 25 desktops, if I'm not mistaken. 25 desktops, 28 ISOs. That will deliver in mid-November. Now it's testing time, it's fun time. And we tested on all different machines, like with NVIDIA, without NVIDIA, with Intel. There's just no AMD here, but there are other beta testers that do have AMD, so they'll test there. Laptops, no laptops. What else? Old NVIDIA, in the sense that it's things that it's not the NVIDIA driver, but the NVIDIA 390. Maybe it's good to mention that as well. That if the older your machine is, the more there's the necessity to have the NVIDIA 340 or NVIDIA 390 driver, and that's one thing you have to build yourself from the AOR. So depending, always think about the marriage between NVIDIA and the Linux kernel. That's important, right? So if the Linux kernel gets updated, you need to build NVIDIA again. If you are in having the NVIDIA 340 and 390. The NVIDIA package sudo pacman -s nvidia, that one, is built by ArcoLinux. When the Linux kernel changes, they will rebuild nvidia. Sometimes the syncing is not that good with computers, right? Servers. And you get a new kernel in with an old NVIDIA, or you get a new NVIDIA with an old kernel. Mismatch, bomb, black screen. Wait for it to update, and then servers are synced. Go to Ctrl-Alt F2, TTY, F3, login, update, or change server, right? Some servers are faster in syncing. Change your server. See that you have the correct match between the kernel and the NVIDIA version. Installing one package. So now it says I'm gonna install NVIDIA DKMS, or it's gonna be the hardened. We don't know. So this is on the table in the sense this is reported as an improvement. It's not an issue, right? It's an improvement. But it's the response was so complex to actually try to tell here installing 1 of 1 or installing 1 of 22 or something like that, and then make it count 2 of 22, 2 of 23, something like that. It's there are a lot of other things to do, like BTRFS improvements, ZFS. There's so many things, project going on Calamares at this point in time. That really is a low priority, and I agree there are more interesting things to do at this point in time. So that's how it goes, right? If you see 4 years from now, Calamares and where Calamares is now, an awesome product, free, don't forget, free. And we all work on it, Manjaro, KOS, EndeavorOS, I'll probably forget, hundreds, but 20, 30 people all working to make Calamares better, and that's fine, that's great, that's the Linux spirit. Maybe a quick chat about LeftWM, my latest love, so to speak. Cupid's arrow, I don't know. Try it out, it's fun creating themes for it and making it my own, right? With Polybar you can do so much, some modules, some tweaking, some icons, and off you go, you have something new. It feels like a diamond in the rough. Still some things to iron out, but already it feels like, oh yes. Question is, what is he doing, right? Maybe this is time. I'm getting impatient myself now. Maybe it's time to have a look what he's doing. So through our file manager, it's explained in other videos already. You go to open folder as root, you become root, and root has a folder, Control H, and it has a cache folder, Calamares, and here's your session log. What is he doing? Sublime text. And you can follow along. If you think it's frozen or anything like it, you just make this bigger and we scroll down, and he's doing this. Unmount, oh, it's done. I see the code when it says he's done. Voila. At this point in time, he's done. So we can have a look at all the Python jobs he's been gonna do and all that. And here is an error connecting, you see, refreshing package kit. I've seen that as well. So it's something about the package kit at this particular moment in time. That's not okay, but we can't do anything about that. We depend on others. So probably this thing could not connect such all that. It wants to connect to something. Package kit will follow it up for you. So voila, you can follow these things. Now, the topic of the video is hardened, right? Hardened and NVIDIA, and I just can click here. Silly, right? Oh, we're gonna unplug the USB. That's done. Beautiful USB. Love this thing. It's beautiful. It's fast. Aluminium. It's strong enough to resist me. I tend to break things. Oh, it's gone already. It says Linux hardened, it said. We'll see. There you are. Oh my God, it does need, the only thing you need is knowledge, is it? Yeah. So we got hardened here, we got the NVIDIA GeForce here. And now the way I tested always, because I saw somebody ask how can you see it. Normally I would install the NVIDIA utils, but I haven't installed it yet. So then we do it inc -b is a good one. And then we zoom in to graphics, follow the line, NVIDIA card, driver, and it says NVIDIA driver 47074 in the middle of your screen. Meaning it's gonna work, all is well, and I suppose I can install -s the NVIDIA settings. I think it's the one that provides me this nice graphical application. That's the one. So you know, voila, if this is running, it has a connection, the app finds the server, gets the connection, and voila, it displays that I have a GTX 970 at this particular PC. All right, help each other. All we need is knowledge and the sharing of knowledge. All right, cheers.